Hello everyone, I'm Isicera, and this is my guide to bringing symbiotic justice to reality. My goals. Transparency is necessary for any large call to action, so I want to be perfectly clear about what my objectives are. I'm here to generate a state of symbiosis between all facets of reality. I define this as all interactions require the consent of all impacted parties and generate net benefit for each. This raises the quality of existence for all things. Although humanity is part of who I want to help, it is only a small fraction of those I intend to build systems for. In order to do this, I request humanity generate and share as many useful tools as possible. This set of priorities is based off of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The higher we raise the base level, the more people will be able to contribute to generating tools to improve reality. Factors that I'm laying out are all interrelated. I divide this into immediate justice, production, and research. However, tools from every division impact every other. An intersectional view is necessary. High growth resource requirements. All things are resources. In order for any system to continuously grow, it needs to ensure that the way it interacts with resources is mutually beneficial. Any net negative impact on a resource, even if minuscule, will limit the growth of the system as a ramification. Thus, symbiosis with resources is required. Immediate justice. There are countless brilliant people who are necessary for upgrading reality that are currently unable to share their gifts with the world because of systems of oppression. These people are necessary for preparing the world for the next phases I'm here to bring. Here are some of the basic ways systems need to be implemented in order to free up that talent so that they can improve life for all of us. Without them, we can't live up to our potential. Water. Clean water is a resource that is necessary for pretty much all of our tools to be made. Thus, clean water needs to be made available at the base level for everyone as a universal right. Food. It is a moral necessity that with our technology level people are able to eat, not as a compensation for doing something, not as anything that requires outputs from them, but as a default and guaranteed right. We need to invest in free, sustainable, and healthy ways to grow, transport, and prepare food for all people on this planet. End factory farming. I'm here in support of all things. This includes non-human animals as well. Mass incarceration and murder is not just an issue for humans, but for animals as well. This is not only a necessity for the well-being of the currently imprisoned animals, but also for our planet. Factory farming is contributing more destruction of our ozone than all the cars on the planet combined. Shelter. Just as everyone needs to eat, everyone needs a nourishing environment to rest and recover in. The United States currently has multiple unoccupied homes for each homeless person. This should not be a big deal to accomplish. Communication access. Every person needs a computer and excellent access to the internet. Education in any and all fields needs to be made available for free through the internet so that people who have a passion for any subject can get the support they need to become an innovator in that field and share their tools. Healthcare. In order to contribute, people need to be flourishing. All medical care needs to be available to everyone for free. This includes greater access to and awareness of preventative care techniques. We need to make it easy to be healthy. This includes mental and emotional health as well. Enable people to grow into their potential by making sure that the tools they need to do so are immediately available. Part of healthcare is finding out which organisms are damaging to us and generating symbiotic versions of them. It's not helpful for a virus or bacteria if its host dies. That limits its ability to reproduce. Engineering symbiotic variants then letting them cross-produce with the less adapted formats of their population, is necessary in generating human, viral, and bacterial health. Abolish all non-consensual systems. This includes prisons, forced mental care, etc. This is currently a set of systems that disproportionately targets oppressed minorities and keeps them from sharing their gifts with the world. This dismantling must continue into profit-motivated capitalism, racism, and other forms of oppressive hierarchies. Production to dismantle the kyriarchy. Capitalism is one of the driving forces in generating inequality in the world. In a world where all needs are met, capitalism cannot exist, and thus is motivated to ensure that people do not have their needs met. The solution isn't just having state-run exclusive resource management. It's developing technology so that people have sustainable access to everything that helps them grow. 3D printing. 3D printing is one of the tools that will dismantle capitalism. Capitalism runs on the concept that there are resources consumers want and they need to make an exchange in order to access them. 3D printing allows someone to turn information and components into those resources. The priorities of what we need to make accessible to 3D printers is as follows. Basic needs fulfillment. This means bioprinting for food and shelter so that people can print out what they need to live. Additionally, we need to have access to computing technology. We need access to printing electronics so that people can upgrade their printers, learning tools, and contributing tools. 3D printers with these capabilities need to be accessible to everyone for free. Resource management. For things that have been 3D printed, we need tools to disassemble them into their component parts so that they can be used again to print other objects. Recycling waste products is important to having the necessary resource management to dismantle capitalism. Using tools that convert waste into energy, clean water, and nutritious soil is a must. Although being able to recycle pieces is an important part of accessing resources, we need tools to access the basic building blocks of food and electronics. This means we must develop strains of plants, bacteria, and fungi that build each of the components we need. This is necessary to print healthy food. Electronic plants are an important tool for achieving this, as it lets us use signals to stimulate their generation of certain resources, so we can be more controlled about what light is used to convert basic resources. Universally accessible free energy. In order for these printers, recyclers, and resource generators to work, we need free access to sustainable energy. Integrating tools to harvest free resources of energy directly into design is a necessity to support everyone in their own self-sufficiency. Solar power is an easy way to get parts of this done now, and energy techniques will improve as we move forward. Open source. All of this research and methods of production needs to be open source. This not only allows universal access, but generates improvement in the tools at a vastly superior rate. Finally, research. Moving forward, there are key factors to study in order to most optimally grow and bring justice to all of reality. Interdisciplinary study of these three factors is vital to building the most optimal reality. Symbiosis. Symbiosis is the key to long-term success. Generating mutually beneficial connections is sustainable and just, which are necessities for all fields of development. There needs to be a branch of study devoted specifically to symbiosis. Learning how symbiosis functions in all its different formats develops awareness of general underlying concepts. This needs to be done in addition to meta-analysis of this data. This supports both the specific and emergent generation of symbiosis. Symbiotic principles must be integrated into all developing technology. Communication. No matter what information is found, it's useless if people can't access it. Developing greater systems of communication is not only useful in growth, but necessary for justice. If you can't understand what something is trying to say, you can't be certain of acquired consent. You can't benefit from its strengths, nor share your ways to improve its experience of reality. Communication as a priority also means utilizing the skills of those with interdisciplinary awareness to optimize all projects. Many tools are cross-applicable to support many fields. Brilliant minds are spending their time remaking the wheel because there isn't clear communication about what tools are already available in the native language. Consciousness. Consciousness is the tool we're using regardless of the task we're working on. Research into the functioning and growth of consciousness applies to greater capability to accomplish all tasks. Consciousness as a field of study has many factors: meta-analysis, artificial intelligence, the consciousness of other entities, psychology, neurology, and other fields of study. Within the attention and of understanding and optimizing consciousness will improve how all fields grow. Keep all this in mind as part of your decision-making process. These topics provide a roadmap for generating a world in which we are all blessed. May your contributions to reality hasten the coming of the symbiotic age. Thank you. If this has been helpful for you, share it with others who it may also be helpful for. Thank you for taking this time.